I'm your host, Michelle Burgess, and welcome to Narrative News. In this segment today, we're going to be talking with the North Coast Expo and meeting members of the team. First up, we have John from the North Coast Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, John.
Good morning.
So we have an exciting event coming up on July 15th at Ahern's. It's the Big Expo. Please tell me how this came to fruition and what the expo is all about.
In the past, it's been more focused, I think, basically on Avon Lake and Avon Lake businesses. And that is still, the primary focus. But we have a group called the Power of More, which the North Coast Chamber is part of, and it's 9 chambers of commerce working together. There's 27 cities involved in the Power of More. And so we invite people not only from Avon Lake, Avon, but surrounding communities. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. We want to expand this to bring in as much business as we can and increase the communication between businesses.
And you mentioned a unique aspect is that there's a special networking among the exhibitors where there's just like kind of a VIP session. Tell me what that looks like ahead of the expo that's open to the public.
We implemented this at business shows in the past. People say this is the crucial part. Instead of vendors leaving their booths during the show and walking around and trying to introduce themselves and pass out cards, we have the 2 to 3 hour, and the vendors can just go from booth to booth and talk to each other, pass out cards, share some food, a few laughs, and just catch up.
Thank you so much, John. Up next, we have Ted Esborn from the city of Avon Lake with Development Operations. Ted, welcome.
Thank you.
So Ted, this has been an event that's been happening here in Avon Lake for the last couple years, minus COVID, but tell me about what makes you most excited about this upcoming event and some other tidbits that folks should know.
Well, there's a couple new things. Being at Ahern's is just going to allow us to have more businesses participating, more attendees, and just more space to work with. So that's one thing that I'm excited about. And then, of course, the new partnership that we have with the North Coast Chamber of Commerce. I think we're going to be able to have more businesses participate in the expo, both as vendors, but also just as attendees looking to network. So I think those are really the 2 things that I'm most excited about.
And for the businesses that have attended the expo in the past, any thoughts with the types of businesses that make the most sense to have a booth or have a table at this type of event?
I would say that if you are in a position with a business or as a business owner where you are looking for a networking opportunity, that historically has been the best value for participating businesses. I think there's also a value just for businesses that want to share information about what they do and what's new with their business. It's a free event, and at the expo it'll be food samples provided by some of our local restaurants.
Where are you at in terms of capacity for exhibitors or vendors that are having a table or a booth area?
There's still tables available, and largely that's because we're working with a much bigger space. We certainly have the capacity to double the number of participants that we've had in the past, so that's great. And I think it's also important for both participants and attendees to know that parking this year could not be easier. Plenty of parking that will be very, very easy for people.
Well, thank you so very much, Ted. And up next, we have Theresa, who is a small business owner of Peter and Company Jewelers. Welcome, Theresa.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
What I love about you and your small business is you're so engaged in the community, and you've sponsored these types of expos. You've also held a table at these types of expos. What makes this activity and this event different for you?
It's our neighborhood, right? It's where we live, it's where we work, and being able to give back is always beneficial in one way or another. So the opportunity to participate in any kind of local event is just magic. It's something that you want to do that gives you just extra amounts of visibility that will be hard to do on your own as a business, right?
Absolutely. And with this type of event, what are some tips or things that you do as an exhibitor, as a vendor at this event?
We all have something unique about our business, okay? And so what is it about your particular business that people look for, or people are it's your opportunity to kind of showcase something, something unique and special. So I have a retail store, right? And I happen to sell jewelry, right? And so what do? Yeah, well, we're going to showcase a little bit of jewelry. We're going to be able to talk about that. But the opportunity to also talk about other things that you do in your business, because we're not so narrow that we only have one thing. And it's an opportunity to actually talk about that show and tell. Boy, there's nothing like show and tell, right? And when you actually learn more about someone else's business, it actually helps you in the long run with your own business. We do so much on social, we do so much via digital means, but boy, I'll tell you what, that person-to-person interaction, it's like 10 times the power. It's just great.
It absolutely is. So with that, I really appreciate your time and energy, and we look forward to seeing everyone at the expo on July 15th at Aherns and Avon Lake.